They gonna know.
If I don't run at least 2 people out the room, I ain't going
Okay.
They was upset with me last night. I was nervous. Child, they said the whole extra when they walked out. She don't know me. She don't know me. I do, booby. Obviously, I do. That's why I was like, obviously, I do know you.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get you. No, you on Facebook?
Yes. Hey, go to Jay's page. Make him approve it so he can tag you. Cause I already got it started. So
I want to request you as a friend.
go ahead. I gotta delete somebody.
You need my phone, D?
That's good though. That's good. I can delete somebody. I don't know all of them. Here it comes. Rhonda. RHONDA. Or just type DJ Sports. Hi, Demarius. How you doing? You so cute.
What's your last name?
Yes, that's me. Saxon Sharon. Well, I'm about to go ahead and go live on the app, y'all, so they can hear us on the radio. They can see us on Facebook, okay? So we're going to get started. Let me get this up.
Okay, it's sent me right quick.
Okay. Hold on, you guys.
Tiffany in the line.
Okay.
Make sure you tag my page.
I did.
Okay.
And mine.
Okay. All the mics are on. And we are connected to the app. We're available on UrbanSquareSpace.com, Google Play, iTunes devices. We are there. Tune in also. Everything's going.
So
Facebook live. We about do your thing. I'm coming.
We live.
I'm sorry. I'm so rude.
So I want to say what's up to everybody. You know, obviously we. what is you doing?
They can't see me.
So obviously we're here every week. So grateful for everybody tuning in. We have an amazing guest here with us today. I wasn't finna do all of that. So, you say, why not?
Get your mic on, Jack, so we can get some good footage. Some footage, just clip it to your shirt.
I got to go, you know, I'm on it.
You the bomb. What she look like, Coco? Who she look like? You been to Atlanta? Who she look like?
Candy? Damn, you do.
We got our own
Okay, stop
housewife.
crying. Just start crying.
oh, now you kidding. Get up in here.
We got Stacey Malone in the building. Hey, baby.
What's up?
All you gotta do is bust out crying right now.
Okay. We about to have us a series for real.
Oh, God, yes.
She did. It's
She talked
on
about
tomorrow.
2 dozen times.
Jack, a little bit more, baby. Down a little more. Thanks, baby. We got Jack C, Regine Squad DJs in the building. Always rocking Earth City Radio. What's up, y'all?
So look, I think this is really, really dope. Like I'm definitely very grateful for this opportunity, and I know I expressed that coming up the elevator.
Yes, you did.
Maybe
me feel all special.
But you should though, because like you're really, really inspiring so many people out here to do the things that they want, and like I've looked at your whole story, so it's not like just knowing you from For Better or Worse, or knowing you from all of the different things that you've done. Even the Young and the Restless. I ain't got no business watching the Young and the Restless.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
That was one of my first
I mean, even the Young
things
and the
when I first
Restless.
moved
And
to
I ain't got no business watching the Young and the Restless.
Hey, I made my mom.
But side note, it be some good plot lines on there.
I'm telling you.
But just to say that I've been watching, and I know that a lot of other people are really, really watching and like thoroughly appreciating you for like the jewels that you really are impressing upon so many people. And obviously we've had the opportunity to connect, you know, because you've done a lot of different promotion. You come to the Improv almost like you live here. So
I love it. Cleveland loves me, and I love Cleveland.
And I am going to talk a little bit more about that. I am going to go off the top of my head a little bit. I did put some questions down because I just, as a journalist, I do that.
Let them use you, baby. Let them use you.
She's so dope.
But I really want people just to know, you know, obviously everything that you've done. Like you come from Newport News, Virginia.
Bad news, baby.
Family down there. I was there before.
Yeah.
Kind of talk to us about what it was like being a child, being a little girl that really, and I realize you've been doing a lot since the age of 10.
Yeah.
So, talk about being somebody that age and knowing that, hey, I really want to do this, and this is maybe not the area for me to be in to do it, or it's not a lot happening.
It's funny. I never thought about being a comic. It's like, I grew up in a very traditional Southern household where I was supposed to, go to school. I was in, debutante balls. I was in cotillions. I was doing the curtsy. I was going to high teas with my aunties, who were all sorority girls, So, I kind of got raised a little bougie. But it's funny that, I always fantasized about being on TV, being a movie star. I mean, what little girl doesn't? I used to do little plays with my dolls and stuff. But, I was raised pretty Southern traditional. I was supposed to go to college, get a degree, meet a man, get married, have some babies, and be at my mama's house every Sunday for dinner. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they said.
So when I graduated college in '95, telling my age right now, I moved to D.C. with my first job, and a friend of mine that I knew in college thought, that I was funny. He said, "You're just so real. You keep it so real. So you should be a comic." And I'm like, "Whatever, man." And he ended up introducing me to a guy who owned a comedy club, and he felt the same way, and he invited me down to open mic. And at the time, it was just an outlet. It was a hobby. And then it began to take over where I didn't love my job anymore. I loved comedy. And so, I always thank my old boss, Suzanne McDermott, because she made the decision for me. At the time, I was working for Failed Entertainment, which ran Ringling Brothers and Disney on Ice. And she literally, I had come back from L.A. I went to L.A. for the first time, auditioning for Def Jam and some other things. And I came back to work that Monday, and she pulled me in her office. She said, "Look here." She goes, "I've been to your shows. You have a gift." She said, "So I'm going to make the decision for you. You can either quit and get unemployment, or I can fire you and get a severance. What you going to do?"
Wow.
And she fired me, and I took a severance. And literally, back then, I had a cell phone that was like $100 a minute, but I didn't care. And literally on the way home, with my little box in the back seat, I booked myself out in comedy for 6 months straight. It's great.
That's
I haven't looked back. I've had my panic moments. Don't get me wrong.
You got pushed out on faith.
I did.
That's how
And
it
it was
goes.
the same way when I went to LA. I didn't go to LA with anything laid out for me. It was like God put it on my spirit one day. I've got bigger things for you. It's time for you to leave Maryland.
Right.
And so I went on just a work thing where I just was working my tail off and stacked my paper and told my parents I was moving to LA, and they supported me and gave me a little going away party and gave me a little kitty to help me get started. And I moved to LA. Yeah.
That's dope.
And my parents at first, they were like, "What do you mean you want to be a comic? We paid how much for a degree?"
Right.
They were hot for a minute. But, even my mom, the first time she ever saw me perform, she was like, "Who told you were funny?"
Oh, wow.
Mom was brutally honest and still is to this day.
Yeah.
But then, as she saw that I was serious and I was committed to it, she began to see the progression and the growth. And now my mom's like my biggest fan, And she's giving me jokes.
Shout out to mommy. Right? Mommy's are the best.
I spoke, and I'm definitely going to go back and kind of refer back to this periodically throughout the conversation today. So I said, or I spoke to you briefly about ways that you've really influenced my life and me kind of looking back at your story. So like the way that you kind of were pushed out there on faith and you said, okay, well, this is what I got to do and I'm going to book myself. I walked away from a career where I had been somewhere for 15 years.
I got fired.
To the average person, like I actually just walked away. I put in a 6-week notice and I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
And to the average person, it was the stupidest thing in the world that I could have done.
Of course.
And
when God
for
wants
me,
you to move, He makes things very uncomfortable.
Right. And for me, I look back at it now and I'm like, it's really the best thing that I could have ever did. But it was so much fear behind it because I'm married and like I shout my wife like every chance that I get.
Dolores!
They notice I'm looking at the camera
Hey,
because
Dolores!
100 dash dash.
like I shout my wife because like of anybody, like she was like the
That's
most
cousin D
supportive
right
of
there.
me. Like she was the most supportive of
And that's
like
that's
the
beautiful.
decision
Yep.
of
That's
me
so
leaving
beautiful.
a job that's really paying all of the bills and like she was super supportive in that fact.
That's awesome.
Like in me finding myself.
Yeah, in this
So-
business, to find someone that's got your
Yeah.
back is you got a unicorn, bro.
Right.
You better stay with what you got. You better
Exactly.
Won't he do
And
it? You want to show it?
like, like were there ever times where you were like, okay, this shit is for the birds. I need to go
Every
back
day,
to work.
every
Back to
day.
work.
I mean, there's not a day that goes by, and especially now me being a single mother, you know, I didn't bet on. I didn't want to be a single mother. You know, I got married, thought it was going to be the long haul. I wanted 4 kids. I wanted a house full of babies. You know, and unfortunately, you know, I married the wrong man. And but I got the best part of him. That's why I'll never be bitter and I never speak ill of him. I got the best part of him. I got this beautiful little boy at home, you know. And you know, everything I do now is with him in mind because I'm setting a bar. I'm setting the blueprint for any woman that he chooses in his future.
Dope.
Right.
I'm
So it's
sorry, that deserves an applause right there. Because people need to see that when they're having their children. That's what it should be about.
I mean, real talk, and I'm going to look in the camera when I say this. Ladies, please stop trying to find the man of your dreams and focus on raising the man of your dreams.
Amen. Oh my God.
Okay?
That's
A lot
right.
of y'all out here chasing, trying to
Check
find
mark,
a man.
check
When you
mark.
become a mother, it ain't about you no more.
Ain't about you no more. There you
And
go.
so, you know, I panicked plenty of times. I panicked, you know, when I first moved to LA and went back to school and got a master's degree in education.
Right.
Hey now.
Well, I'm on this road telling jokes, coming back to my room at 1 in the morning writing papers.
Right.
You know, and graduated in 18 months with a master's degree. Because I figured, you know, if this comedy thing don't work out, I can always be Miss Crabtree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can always be a teacher.
Okay.
And, you know, it's crazy because every day, a day does not go by that I don't second guess my decision.
Right.
But God has a way of, I listen so much. And a lot of times it's painful. It's hard to listen. Because I was in LA for 13 years and I was in that grind so deep. And then one day, you know, I had come, and one time I had come to, you know, Atlanta to film with Tyler. And something said, stay. And I ended up buying a house. And then I came back to film again. And I never left. And everybody was like, girl, you crazy? How you going to leave LA? You're right on the cusp. I said, no, God's moving me for something.
Right.
He wanted me to bring my son and get him out of a little apartment and have a home and see little kids that look like him. My child has play dates now. When we were in LA, he didn't get invited to birthday parties.
Right.
But now we can't keep up with him.
Okay.
You know, and he's seeing little kids and teachers and people that look like him on a regular. And you know, it's like for me, it's the bigger picture. That I'm giving him the life that I was fortunate to have. My parents worked their tails off to give me and my brother a certain kind of life. And the last thing I'm going to do is fall back on that and not give my child a life that's even better or comparable, you know? So, I mean, yeah, you know, I feel you, brother. I panic all the time. And be grateful that you got somebody.
And
I panic every day.
When I tell you that I panic sometimes, and that's the reason why, like on top of everything else that I do, like the multiple shows, and I published a magazine, and I'm in the midst of launching another magazine. I still got a night job, and I work for Apple, 10 to 7, and I do it from home. And it's like I always keep a.
That's why I don't ever want to sit here a black man say he can't find a job.
Yes, he can.
I'm trying to tell you because I got people offering me jobs.
We're talking about you can't find a job, you can't work if you don't get your lazy tail up.
You know,
got 2 hands and 2 feet.
But you know what's funny about it is, so you seen them commercials where DJ Khaled is talking to the TurboTax people. So I was doing TurboTax.
Okay.
So I was working TurboTax,
Yeah.
and the Apple, you know, thing came up, and I'm like, oh, like I could really do this. And they send you the computer to do it and everything. You know, I was really gonna try to figure out how I could do both of them at the same time. And I'm like, I could be logged in here, be logged in here.
Unfortunately.
But I said I'm gonna do it. I said I'm gonna do it.
Don't
the
wear
right way.
yourself thin.
Yeah,
Don't wear yourself thin, because I've done that too.
But I always keep like a steady like income source or something coming
Absolutely.
in.
I mean,
because
like
can't.
Warren Buffett said, any person that wants to be wealthy needs at least 7 streams of income.
You better say that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm constantly building my streams.
Right.
You have to.
You know, I've got an online boutique. I have a non-profit that I don't really benefit from it. It benefits me emotionally and spiritually.
Amen.
You know, I have my comedy. I have my acting. You know, I just opened up an acting school in Atlanta called Stage to Screen. I'm teaching 6-year-olds to 60-year-olds. You know, the business.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's like now I'm like, okay, I need another. So I got my podcast. Okay, I'm ready to do my web series. I'm like, you know, there's a possibility I may be going into the executive field of film and television. I don't know. It's like I'm constantly looking for ways that I can ease myself where I don't have to be on the road constantly and rely on my son. You know what I'm saying? And that when it's all said and done, I can retire.
Right now.
You know, I know some comics 70 years old,
still gotta work.
still on the road telling jokes. No, no, I ain't gonna wake up and my kid graduating and I missed 10 years of his life. No.
You know what? You are a prime. You are like a what do you call that? A poster child for what Urban Radio Station is about. Let me tell you what we're about.
Okay.
The reason why this came about, I felt like the media was putting out here how you should behave and what you should do, and not really giving. We got 80% of our world that are doing great things like you. And I want to make sure that people see that and know that they have options.
Yeah.
See, everything that you're saying, man, I'm about to fall out my chair. Because we need to see more women like you.
Yeah.
Another thing is, when they get to know you and know what you're about, they'll respect the things that you do even more and love you more.
Right. And it's funny, I got inspired. I only do Facebook Lives or Periscopes when I'm inspired. Some people do it all the time just to stay out there. But I have to be inspired. And so every blue moon, you know, I get inspired. And last night I was inspired and I did a Facebook Live. And I was talking about why are black men scared of queens?
Why? They should be jumping
I said, you should. Why are you running from the intellectual, the intelligent, the woman with a voice?
You better
and a
say
purpose?
that.
Why are you running from her? Why are you, negating your worth and dealing with something beneath you? And you giving that props. You can't articulate a sentence. You can't take it nowhere but the club. You can't cook. You know what I'm saying?
Please say,
I have a master's degree, honey, and I know how to do things in the bedroom too. So I don't understand why are you?
Hey, turn the music off. Everybody silent. Everybody quiet. You can say that again.
Yes, please.
No, I'm saying, black men, why are you so afraid of queens? Why are you dating down? What is the problem? Why are you so upset or afraid of a black woman who's educated, articulate, intelligent, with some class, and knows how to carry herself, and can hold your back? You know, that can help, hold you down and speak life into you. You go get a thought, and we supposed to be impressed. She can't articulate a sentence. She can't. You can't take her nowhere but the club. You know what I'm saying? After your money run out, so does she. I said, brothers, come back home. Your queens are jumping ship. You're jumping ship. But see, the other ones really appreciate that kind of woman. Don't wake up and all your queens going and all you left is with peasants.
You got a good woman. You better
you know what? And everybody asks me to this day, why am I single? Meet me here first.
I know so many queens that are, and and I'm not saying that they're all going after the thought or the.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, the hoes are winning right now. Hoes are winning.
Oh, until they old and ugly. But go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're gonna be walking around with this Estelle Getty Golden Girl. Tell your boy she was bad back in 2016. They get you one that's bad. I want me an Ozzie Davis because I'm Ruby D. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't want. It's funny. I get approached by rappers sometimes, and I'm like, "Baby, you call me when you get to Puffy level."
Okay.
Call me when you get to Puffy level.
Jay-Z level.
Jay-Z level. Don't call me when you out here trying to sell a mixtape. I'm not the one.
Because
I'm not gonna shake my tail in your video, and I'm
about
not
to
gonna carry that. And there is a limit, But I just think that it's so funny that you have so many incredible, intelligent, beautiful black queens who cannot find anybody, and they're ridiculed for being intelligent. And articulate and having class. You can take her to your mama's in a business meeting, but she can also get ratchet in the club too.
And be ratchet in the club.
Come on, like, man, you better step your game up.
Do better.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a whole bunch of lost chicks running around here. You're encouraging that.
Wait a minute. Looking like ducks going across the street looking for that pond. She just
No, sister, step your game up, honey. Stop negating yourself. You know what I'm saying? You 40 years old in the club trying to hang out with 20-year-olds. If you don't get your old tail out the club and be a grown tail, ooh, you make me mad when you in there trying to hide your clothes feet. I can see from your hands, honey, you about 43. Get out of All-Star Weekend. Stop it. Unless you work for the NBA, get away.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, I get so mad.
Girl, let her have it. Go ahead, girl.
No, that just makes me mad.
That's real. It's real.
We gotta do better. All of us, we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, I'm saying. I go to some of these clubs, these little after parties, and I do it because I'm giving me a coin. I ain't in there for pleasure now. And I'm seeing chicks my age and they're twerking and trying to get seen. I'm like, if you don't take your grandmother's self, you was a grandmother. Why are you here?
Nana,
do you own this club?
Nana, sit down.
You Nana. And it's like, what is wrong? Have we gotten that caught up in it?
Be like, I'm about to be a grandmother, huh?
I'm saying, I got friends who
40.
be
I got an 18-year-old, and you what?
Oh, well, I can't say nothing. I got 2 grandbabies.
But I'm saying, you ain't gonna be in the club twerking
No,
rain
right,
on dress on.
right.
You're not.
I don't do all that.
Right.
I want us to go back to being queens.
Yes.
When a woman took care of herself,
Right,
carried herself
right.
with a level of class and
Right.
decorum. That when a man got her, she was a prize,
Right.
and not because of the size of her tail.
Okay.
Right.
She brought more to the table than that big inflated fix-a-flat tail.
Oh my goodness, you don't say that.
I'm
That's
saying,
true. That's
come
true.
on,
You
brothers.
better say it.
So
Next
Think
you
about
better
your
shut up.
daughters, man.
Yeah.
So here's the question, because we kind of talked a little bit just about like the direction that we go and the different things that you have going on, your steady income streams that you have going on, and you spoke a little bit about your nonprofit.
Yes.
Like, what type of things are you doing that are helping to bring our women and our young girls up so that they know these things that you're really speaking about as they're getting older?
You know, it's funny. I speak at an event every year in Dallas. My girlfriend Angela started called Loving the Me I See, and it's teaching young girls about their self-esteem and knowing their worth. I can relate because even though I grew up in a two-parent household and grew up in the burbs, there was a long time I didn't know my worth. I didn't know that I could say no, or I could say no, that's not cool, or no, I'm better than that.
No, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. And so I'm very adamant about when I see, I have two nieces, two beautiful little nieces that, you know, I'm going to keep it 100. They high yellow. They going to be targets.
They are targets.
They
You're
targets. They high yellow.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody trying to holler
Right.
and mess their little heads up, you know, and have them thinking something. And I'm just so adamant that little girls, you start with the foundation with these babies and lift them up. With Wigs of Love, it was inspired by me having a whole bunch of wigs and my girlfriend battling breast cancer, God rest her soul, Vanessa, you know, because she lost her battle the second time around. But it was, you know, she had to take it 2 times to go through breast cancer for her to get comfortable with having her hair like his. But for the longest, I'm sitting in her wigs like, girl, try this wig. I had another girlfriend that I honored last year that lost all of her hair, and that was her second time battling breast cancer. You know, and it's like, you know, as black women, we have been taught for so long that our hair is our crowning glory. And a lot of us are battling all different types of cancer, and we lose our hair. And we already are battling, wondering about our self-esteem and our self-worth as it is, because everything in society says black women, we are not good enough unless we high yellow or big booty or shaking our tail or, you know, with long hair or whatever. There's so many stipulations on what a black woman what makes her beautiful.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful to the Lapitas and the Violas right now for coming out and showing that dark is beautiful and you can have natural hair and still be beautiful. But, you know, at the same token, I'm not going to dog you if you want some long flowing yaki down your back. And if I can help you, which I've been doing, I'm partnering with Kim Kimball and Elgin Charles. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm laying these women out. These women were coming out, honey, with bundles, honey, and custom-made wigs for their head. And we're giving them photo shoots and we're giving them services. And we also give the family battling cancer and lupus a Thanksgiving dinner, an Easter dinner, a Christmas dinner. You know what I'm saying? We do this for them. And it's like, because, you know, I just feel like we've got to let you know that you're still beautiful, my sister.
Yeah.
We still love you. We're still worthy. You're still, you know, worth it to us to breathe life into you, and no matter what you're battling. Black women, we are some of the strongest creatures on earth.
better say that,
And it's
yeah.
a shame, you know, every other race wants to be us. Please believe that. Okay?
You heard it right here at UrbanCityRailStation.com with CoCo Brown in the building. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And you said, I'm serious, you know, and we need to carry ourselves and wear our crowns, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, with my nonprofit, it was inspired by my girlfriend, Vanessa, and I just kept it going. I wanted to give back. You know, I work with young girls. You know, I'm working on starting a mentoring program for young girls to teach them that their voice is okay and that they can have a voice. And they can speak their mind, and they can have an opinion, and not to be told, oh, you know, you must have an attitude. You a bitter black woman. Let me tell you something, honey. I'm not bitter. I'm intelligent. Don't be afraid of that.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, there's a fine line between that, and I don't think it's about being bitter. It's just about obviously knowing your worth.
Absolutely.
And having the intelligence
Right.
to know what you're going to take and what you're
Right.
going to sell
Black women
for
are
and what you're
colorful.
not
We
gonna
come in
sell
every
for.
shade. We come in every variation, every size, and also with our language, honey. We are colorful.
Right.
And you know, it's a shame that they try to silence us so much.
Ooh.
And you know, and we're already dealing with that from the white man and corporate America and all of that.
you better
And then we
say
come
that.
home and our black man doing the same thing.
Yes.
Come on, brothers. You're supposed to
Yes.
breathe life into your women. We You are the head of the household. You're supposed to lead us. If you leading us the damn nation, where do you think you're going, bro?
Right.
Come on. You're supposed to be the kings now. You're the kings. Do your thing.
I think it's cool though, and like the fact that you're doing wigs, like obviously I don't have any needs.
I've actually had been asked for one too.
You make one for your beard.
Obviously I ain't got no needs for a wig, but it's
You
like
stupid.
I think it just
That
touched
young
me
jock
like,
right now is real popular with
Look.
me. I made a couple of young jocks.
Jack off the hood.
but it's but it's cool though. And like, I mean, I think about a lot of stuff like that. Number one, just because like I don't speak on it a whole lot, just because you don't want like the head turns and people like I guess just really talking about it a lot. But like I'm dealing with like the beginning stages of lupus. But then obviously people in my family have dealt with cancer. Tiffany is on the tail end now of obviously having had all the treatments and having had all the chemo, and now she's kind of back to normal.
Yeah, candy.
He's just gonna card. That's no regular candy, right?
And then I work. You know what? When my night shift job, I actually work for University Hospitals and I work in the cancer center. So it's like I see a lot of people who deal with that. And like you said, like the hair is like the crown and glory for so many women, and that's like of all of the stuff that they go through. That's what bothers them.
White women will wear the pride with their bald head because it shows their survival.
Yeah.
And black women have been taught if we don't have no hair, we're not attractive and we should hide.
You're right.
And I'm like, no. I have a girlfriend, Sonia, honey. She battled cancer and she went completely bald and she kept it bald to remind herself and people every day, I'm strong. I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that inspires me so much. But the same token, if a woman wants, like I said, she wants 6 bundles down her back, we will provide. Because I want you to feel, if you want to feel good when you walk in the chemo, honey, go on with it, I got you.
Now, how do people donate? Do they just you have a
People
website?
donate half, wigsoflove.org.
Wigsoflove.org. Wigsoflove.org.
I'm sorry, .biz. I'm sorry, we did change it. I'm sorry.
.biz. Wigsoflove.biz. The personal assistant corrected us.
WIGSOFLOVE.biz. People have donated. I mean, last year, Kim Kimball, her wigs go for what? They started 900.
Oh!
Okay, they start at 900. And that's for a few little bombs. Don't go for the down your back. Don't get no Beyonce because she's in the thousands, And she donated 3 wigs. Elgin Charles. People were sending hair left and right, and we had all these incredible stylists that came, and we had women get their head measurements, and they made custom-made wigs, and then we said, well, pick your style, and they would style, and they would cut that style, they would give it to them. I mean, and you just see the way they lit up when they put their wig on. They felt like themselves again. Yeah. When we gave them the makeover and the photo shoot. I was in tears, because they were just so like, me again, I'm beautiful. You were beautiful before, but to give them that feeling, that no matter what they're battling, they're like on cloud 9, and you were able to give that to them, that's worth everything to me. And I didn't make a dime from that, no. If anything, I spent mad of my own money, and I do spend my own money. But I've always been a person of, on this earth, you got a few short years to make an impact. And if you can die and know that you made somebody happy, somebody smiled, and you impacted somebody's life positively, you've done your job on this earth. That's it.
Yes, that's what
you know what I'm saying?
About.
I wish I would have known about your business when I was actually going through it. I was diagnosed September 2015, and I started chemo in October. I tell you, that second week, all my hair just fell out. The second week of chemo, you just see it every time I comb my hair. It was coming out in a rush, and maybe that third week or so, it was all out. So me going to the stores, trying to fit wigs and everything, as a black woman, we have our lashes, you know what I'm saying, our eyebrows, and it kind of made me feel not less of a woman, but not so beautiful because I didn't have my eyebrows. I cherished my eyebrows. So me trying to fit the wig on and try to look at myself, I didn't, does this look right? And I didn't have nobody with me, The makeover process, it was hard. I didn't know how to do my own.
Because I just found out that they now have eyebrows.
Yes.
And I'm trying to work with them now to get them to sponsor. Because, sisters, we like our, our
yes.
fashion.
It makes your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But it was that's just something for me. Just giving back. And like I said, if you want to do anything, so please let me know. So many people come to me after my show because I talk about Wigs of Love at my shows, and people come to me and they want to donate, they want to be a part of it, and I get their information. I don't care where you are. You know.
I was actually talking to him about doing a nonprofit for women who have like a counselor talk about it.
Yeah.
And then it was grow from there. And that's what I was going to do.
And we had a round table last year with the ladies that we honored, and to hear their stories. But what touched me more is how they all needed to tell them stories to somebody who got it.
Because it makes you feel good.
Oh my gosh, sit there and watch them connect and bond and talk about their journeys battling cancer and lupus. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, like this is amazing. This is what they need. They need that support system.
They do.
You know?
They do.
Well, I would like Miss Coco Brown. I love you, oh my God. I read your bio and I was like, dang, right? But it's a different feeling to see you and be in your presence. It's awesome. It's amazing the things that you do. I always preach this on the station about giving back.
Yeah.
So I was into music and everything. I said, I'm going to use this portal that I know of music and people that I know to make it a hub for people to get information like from people like you.
Absolutely.
I would love to feature you on our webpage.
That would be
With your
awesome.
businesses, with everything that you have
Thank
to offer,
you.
because we're about bringing people together. That is the motto of the station. Bring people together
Unity.
positively, globally,
Yes.
the entire world.
Yes.
I want them in Serbia on the beaches with no shoes on.
Thank
So
you.
I would like for you to leave here to get your information so we can feature it on our page.
Absolutely.
When things change and update, send me an email.
Absolutely.
And I will
That's what my
update it.
right hand and my left hand
That's
right
right.
behind you folks.
I'm gonna utilize him too,
Yes,
girl.
honey. He keeps the wheels rolling.
I'm gonna be like, hey,
Mommy's inspired a lot, so mama, he's got to stay on top of
I
mama.
want to make sure I think that is amazing and it's awesome because you see people saying, I want to be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? And
I never got in it to be famous.
Thank you. That's
I
what I'm
never got
trying
in
to
to be a
say. It's not
superstar.
about that. They think, and another thing is when they're not smart enough, don't know the business or care about anything else besides themselves, they end up in a situation where they owe more than what they're getting. They don't get it. So I like that you used your knowledge and you used your talents and you used everything and well-roundedly and you're still moving.
Yes, I'm constantly
just
growing,
make it,
constantly learning.
and then they sit back and go, yeah, I made $200,000 in 1975. So,
Right.
where is it? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's awesome to see that you're a great business person. I can feel that because you're taking what you get in, you're moving it around, and you're sharing it, and you're connecting. Yeah, that's amazing, and that's really.
And I don't do it for any kind of accolades. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anybody wants to be praised for their efforts. But
I want that Benz too, but
I mean, yeah, exactly. By the same token, I wanted a house. I wanted a car. I wanted me a couple of saline bags. I ain't gonna sit up here lie.
hey, I don't even know what that is. So I'm trying to find out what it is first, and then I get me one.
So like, I mean, clearly you didn't get into any of this for the fame. You don't get into
It
it.
was more of a validation for me
But I think
to
that's
see if I could do it.
But I think that's amazing though, and I think it's good that you didn't get into it for that. And even like with doing the wigs, I think that's perfect. Like this clearly was something that was in your heart. So
Yeah, I
you
was
did
cleaning
this
out
for
my
that
closet
reason.
one day and realized how many wigs I had.
Right.
And Vanessa just came over my spirit, and I said I could have sent these all to her.
But sometimes it still feels good to hear people that see what it is that you're trying to do. Like what type of, not just feedback, but like testimonials and whatnot, like have you been able to see like from people that were either inspired by
Oh
this
my
work
gosh,
or-
every time I hit a stage, I mean, every time I'm out, I could be in Walmart and it's always, somebody that'll stop me and they'll be like, oh my God, I was going through the worst time in my life, girl, and I caught your comedy special, I came to your show, I watch you on For Better or Worse, girl, and you give me life, thank you so much, keep doing what you do. If it wasn't for my fans, I probably would have quit a long time ago, because this business is ruthless. This business is constantly telling you you're not good enough.
Exactly.
Especially women.
Constantly, yes. And they pit us against each other.
Oh yeah, they walk. Oh yes, they walk up to me like, oh, you're the one with that little show. No. Station.
All day long.
I had to correct them, and they say I got attitude. No, it's a
All
station.
day long, and it's like, if it wasn't for my fans who constantly breathe life into me and, validate what my purpose is, they tell me all the time, don't stop what you're doing. We need you. We thank you. I mean, that's what keeps me going, that the business aspect of it doesn't affect me as much as it could have. It has in the past because I'm like, my purpose is bigger
Right.
than, you know, being on 16 shows at the same time. My purpose is bigger than, you know, me having 3 million followers on Instagram. My
Right.
purpose is
God,
bigger.
that's nothing.
You know what I'm saying? My purpose is bigger. It's like I had to go through all of my trials and tribulations and negating my worth and negating my talent and everything else. And trust me, this ain't been no overnight situation, honey.
Right.
There have been some times I've been at the low of the low, questioning everything I've done in my life. You know?
Share
But I
this
think
with
that's
us.
the. But
sorry.
oh no, that's cool. I think that's the beauty of it. Is because like we've been able to like even when you feel like you're at your lowest or at the lowest of the low, we don't see that. Like all we see is somebody that's happy and that, like somebody that's transmitting.
People are so used to that
happiness.
with me that I went through some stuff in April and I got on Facebook Live and just started venting. People was calling me like, "Girl, you alright? That ain't like you. You alright?"
Share
And
this
I'm
with
like,
us
"What?"
for our kids
But-
that may be watching. I'm sorry. For our kids that may be watching, or someone that may be in a situation in which they have see no type of hope. Tell us some type of things as starting out working, starting out your life as far as for you. What type of things did you try? Different jobs. That made me sweat. You know what I'm saying? I had what's the name? Start out at church chicken. Like, you know, it's little things.
I think you might have talked a
Share
little
that
bit
part.
about that on.
Yeah.
I saw you on the reel, and you
Yeah.
were saying some stuff on the reel, and I was like,
Yeah, what type of jobs have you had that you started and didn't? You know,
Let
tell
me
us what
see.
happened.
My first job was in Drug Emporium, which is like a big old CVS. And it was so comical because the day I was off, they came in and arrested everybody that worked there because they were stealing. And I was so grateful to God that it was my day off. Okay. Oh, I never forget that. Then my
Was it a
second,
Friday?
yeah, girl. Like, literally, I get a call like, "Girl, the cops was there. They arrested everybody." I'm like, "For what? They stealing." I'm sitting at home like, "Please don't knock on my door." I might have took it to you too. I might have took it to you too. It's happening, yeah.
They gonna be on camera when you
Like, what? They was on camera? Like, boy. You know, I worked in Checkers. I don't know if you know, like, Checkers, little burger place.
Rally.
That lasted about 2 weeks. Honey, I was claustrophobic in that little box. I worked in retail. I worked in a store named Stitches, a store named Limbs, a store named Merry Go Round. You know, so I did a lot of retail, Victoria's Secret, you know. What's it called? The Jewelry Tree, something like that. Claire's. I worked at
Wow, you did a lot
Claire's.
of little stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I did a lot of babysitting in college. I got real cool with a lot of the professors that had kids. So I've always loved children. And so I babysat a lot in college. I did a lot of internships because I went to college initially to be a broadcaster, to be like on the news.
You have a good voice. You have a wonderful voice.
Yeah, and
I was going to mention that too because
Yeah.
you went to VCU,
Uh-huh.
and my sister went to VCU for grad school.
okay,
So I kind of
okay.
know a little bit about the campus and just the
Yeah,
area. And
it's changed so much since I was there.
I loved being down there.
I
Like
ain't
in,
recognize nothing.
in Richmond, Virginia. Like I loved being down there.
Yeah.
But
That's dope.
but yeah, go ahead.
But I've had plenty of jobs, you know, and then, you know, I was a headhunter. You know, I was a headhunter for a little while when I first graduated college. And I also, like I said, I worked in advertising and graphic design for William Brothers. You know, I've had a little bit of everything, you know.
Awesome.
But, you know, I come from, you know, a situation where even though my parents kind of kept the same job, my mom taught for 34 years, my dad worked at Newport News Shipbuilding for almost 40 years. They were always hustlers.
Right.
There was no such thing as we can't make it happen.
Right.
Right.
So me and my brother both have that mentality that what you mean we can't have it? All right, watch me work.
And it's not the it's not
So
the
we
same
make a way
anymore.
out of no way.
Right.
And that's what people forget, that you can make a no way out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I've had a little bit of every kind of job. You know, sometimes I know I wear my assistants out because I flip flop a lot. You know, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a screenplay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. He's like, he just rolls with, he just writes it down. Okay, you're gonna do this now. You know, but, you know, that's me. I'm constantly always wanting to release my creativity in some way. You know,
That's
so,
excellent.
yeah.
That's excellent.
And I tell young kids, don't be afraid of that. Parents, whatever you do, and I tell my parents all the time, y'all messed up because I probably could have been Misty Copeland. But don't dog your kids kids if they keep changing their mind. That's what kids do. You don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life at 8. You know what I'm saying? Let them try as much as they want to until they find what their passion is. That's what we're supposed to let them do.
But the thing is that continues into adulthood, and it's not the same anymore. Like my mother graduated. My mother retired from Cleveland Clinic, and my father retired from Cleveland Clinic. So I mean, like their entire lives, they were at that one place. Whereas now we're all in a place where we do different things and we try different things.
People quit jobs like you did after being there 20 years and going a whole different direction.
Right.
My girlfriend worked in radio with Radio 1 forever. I thought she was going to retire, and then out of the blue, she quit and became a flight attendant. It was so left, but she loves it. Right. She's loving her life right now. Life is too short, man.
You want to look back on it and be like
for me, I'm not even making enough money with my acting school right now to be comparable of what I make in comedy and TV and film. But when I tell you, I love going to that class every Monday and Tuesday. And I mean, you know, my assistant had to cover for me the other day with the babies, and he said, as soon as I walked in, he ran past me like, I don't know how you do this. But I love the children. I love their little sponges, and they just want you to teach them and show them what to do.
Right.
And that is my joy. That is my happy place.
Oh, wow, that's
teaching those kids, you know?
Amazing.
So, kind of touching back, you went to school for broadcast journalism.
I sure did.
So what took you to acting and comedy? I mean, is it just kind of that just was where your heart was?
No.
Or why not?
No, I didn't think about being no comic. I wanted to be Claire Huxtable. I came out of college, and I always thought about, you know, I always envisioned myself, you know, wearing a bad suit, carrying a briefcase, you know what I'm saying, going to my office, honey, in there with my little, you know, my little dry erase board. This is what we're doing today, just the projected numbers, you know. That's what I would envision myself doing. And then when the comedy bug bit me, it took me completely left.
Yeah, you gotta go.
And like I said, it went from being a hobby to being my actual career path, because I kind of felt like sometimes God puts your destiny in your lap and you can't deny it.
Yeah, you can't. You just
gotta
do it. I was forced.
Right, you know, and so, you know, then it was like, you know, being around other comics and entertainers, there's this progression, there's levels. You become a comic, you get good, you do the festivals, you get on Comic View, you move to LA, you get a sitcom, So then, you know, when I accomplished all that, it was like, okay, what do I want now?
Yep.
What do I want now? I've done movies, I've done, you know, I've been on a sitcom, I've been on numerous sitcoms.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've done voiceover work, I've done commercials, you know, I did a progressive commercial, everybody still remembers that. Last Flow, you know.
You short girl, you progressive right now. They just folks in
So you mentioned Tyler Perry's For Better or Worse, and you know, obviously going out to Atlanta.
How'd you get with Tyler?
How did you get with Tyler?
It's crazy. It's another thing about how God be having your life mapped out and you don't know it. I had just changed agencies, and I had gone out for a couple of his things in the past, but I wasn't getting anything. And I had just changed agencies, and they came out with the For Better or Worse audition. And I saw the character. Initially, the character was a complete spinoff of Why Did I Get Married? And I was going out for Jill Scott's character, Sheila. And I said, well, I can play that all day long. So I called my new agent, and I said, yo, can you get me the room? Come to find out, he was very good friends with the president of Tyler Perry Studios. So he made a phone call. And when he showed my picture to Tyler, Tyler said, oh my God, I just saw her in LA. She's hilarious. I want to see her for this role. It just so happened I was in Atlanta performing that weekend. So I was able to audition in Atlanta while I was there.
Won't he
how God just maps on his life. So, and then what's so crazy how you gotta have faith and stick to it. Because 4 months went by between that audition and when I got the call from the president of Tyler Perry Studios that I had the role. And then the first day I'm on set, Tyler was like, I've been a fan of yours for years.
Wow! Because you dope.
It's amazing. You never have any
You never know. God has orchestrated all of that, and I was just kind of following, you know, the lead.
You never know who's watching.
So if you see Tyler Perry again,
You mean when you
DJ Squirt. When you say DJ Squirt, he gonna go get his attention. DJ Squirt, Arbor City Radio said, hey, look, okay? And then she wants you in the studio and sit on your lap. Let him know that. Say that for me, okay? Talk to your agent guy.
She said, Okay.
Like homegirl said on Friday. Okay.
Bye, Felicia.
So now,
Let's go proper.
the show has, I think it's been something that's been monumental. Like, obviously, 2011 up until now. That's a long time.
Yeah,
Out
yeah.
there.
We just shot our last season last year, and it was bittersweet. But everything runs its course in this business.
Yes.
And it was bittersweet. It's been a great ride. It has ups and downs, but overall, I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. I love being on set. I love hearing action. I love playing Jennifer. But now, new chapters. But to get 173 episodes.
Right?
Amazing.
And like that's,
Some people don't hit that,
clearly
but
that's
that'd be
like
likable.
syndicated now.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like that's amazing.
Like even when we're not showing any new episodes, we're gonna constantly run on our own in syndication. So that's a check as long, my grandkids are gonna check.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about this business. People think, just because they made that minute of fame and that picture on those series, now you got paid. The important part is what you're going to do with that picture.
Yeah, I did a lot of investing. I'm not gonna lie, I was stupid with some of my money.
Yeah,
You
learn from that.
get a little happy, like, oh God, and you go out and do stupid stuff, and now I'm sitting on eBay, like, how can I sell? Sell these Gucci bags, Come on, get real.
You can donate some of them to us.
Okay. And, but overall, I make good investments. I bought a home. I invested in the stock market. I made sure that I had a cushion. And even though that Tyler Perry money is not coming in the way it was anymore, thank God I'm not broke.
Thank you. That's what I'm
Smart,
saying.
You
You get these people and they, I meet them all day long. Oh, I just got a contract for $1 million. Read the contract. Because that contract just hired all these other people. You really only got 50,000. You got to look at the contract.
Yes, look at the contract. And like I said, pay yourself
First.
Pay yourself first, because like I said, everything runs its course.
Right.
I watched, my paycheck do this in those 6 seasons, and then it stalled. And it stayed the same way for 2 seasons. And that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
And when it was all said and done, I had to make sure that, I'm not working, I can still pay my mortgage, I can still pay for preschool, I can still buy what we need for the house, and have an emergency cushion, you have to. So
At least you're that smart. Yeah. Too many of them
trust me, a lot of people, aren't.
A lot of people are not though. A lot of people are not. Like,
I wish I had saved more.
yeah.
But at least I got something.
But what is the, like, of all the things that you try and teach your kids, because obviously you're really sculpting, positive individuals that are going to be out here in the community. What is the one thing that you feel like you've really been able to teach your kids from the things that you've been able to do out here in the entertainment industry?
If I can do anything, I can lead by example, that you can start one way and end another, that you can always change, you can always evolve. Teaching kids to be confident in who you are and learn from your mistakes. Don't beat yourself up so much. God, if I could teach kids that, in my class, my babies, my youngest is 6, my oldest is 12, and the one thing that I try to teach them is to be comfortable in their skin and to love their voice, to love the sound of their voice.
I love voices.
Don't be suppressed. Don't feel like, whatever you are, let's embrace that. Let's find what makes you great, and let's expound on that.
Work with that.
These babies, they show up. I was talking to the director of the school, and she said, "Coca, these babies be every week. I'm ready for Miss Coca's class. They be in there waiting, because I do a lot with them. I keep them active. You're dealing with little kids, And then I have my teenagers who are beasts, and they are just sponges. And they want to be the next Denzel or Viola or Meryl Streep or Brad Pitt. They want that, and they're like, whatever you tell me to do, Miss Coca. My adults, some of them, ain't never acted a day in their lives. And they're sitting there like, what does that mean? What does that mean? But at least they want to learn, like nothing else. I even got one of my classes very honest. He's an old white guy, and he goes, I just want to be famous. I said, okay, bro. You got a better shot than me.
Real talk.
That's true.
Real talk.
Real talk. As long as you get your Oscar. He said, my acting coach, CoCoa Brown.
Thank you. Square away.
A great thing about that is I always express that it's important what we're doing in our communities for other people to see us. And again, it's not just our children, it's also adults nowadays.
Yeah.
So I used to say
Some more than
7 for our
others.
kids, but I know some 50-year-olds that I want to put in time out. But what I'm saying is I think that's an amazing thing that you're doing. And now I think, with our audience, our 50,000 listens in a month, we're doing great.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I think now that they will see you and love you also.
Well, I hope so.
And,
I mean, come see me. Come check me out. I'm in a different place in my life, and everything I'm doing is just sharing the knowledge. I'm paying it forward.
Excellent.
I'm not saying I know everything, but from my experiences, if you can learn from it, then won't you do it?
Amen. I love you.
Your oldest is 12.
In my class, yep.
I'm thinking
No, my students. I have one boy, 4 years
She said
old.
one boy.
She got a whole bunch of
You got a lot to do. I have a 5-year-old.
I got a 6-year-old.
Oh my God.
I got a 6-year-old.
He needs to be in your after class where he may probably show you a couple of
He
things.
might. Come on. I got one in my class, 8 years old, little Bryce. Honey, when I tell you, the world ain't ready for Bryce.
I swear, I mean, in my
Ready
head,
for
like,
Bryce.
my little boy needs to be in somebody's acting,
Well, the good thing is I'm going to be bringing boot camps to different cities.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we're going to do like Friday evenings through Sundays.
Oh, that's awesome.
That we're going to do boot camps. So hopefully Cleveland will be on the
I would
ticket.
love that.
And if you guys know of any
I got a
Indians
3-year-old.
or anybody that would be interested in doing it, let me know.
Oh, there's a lot of
So I can bring it to Cleveland.
I'm real. We out the acting people. There's a lot of people I know that would be.
Yeah, would love
And I'm doing from
More
6
than-
to 60.
Definitely
That's what
let me
kids
know.
at
We'll
all.
love to
Yeah.
pass that and be part of that.
Yeah.
And put that out there.
Right, I know you got
Because there's a lot of people that would love to do that.
But it's fun. I started saying 8. And this little girl that was 6, I couldn't deny her. I said, no, come on, get in the class.
Oh, they're much younger.
And I have, 11-year-old in my teenager class. Because she is a beast. That's my little future Angela Bassett.
Oh, I got
And
a
I
3-year-old
said-
right now, and he's gonna be like, what?
Like, seriously?
No, I'm so serious. I'm gonna send you a video. It's my granddaughter.
Oh, trust me, them little ones,
Yeah,
because
just
they have
like
no
me.
fear.
Right?
Wait a
Yes.
minute.
We had FaceTimes me today, like, Gigi, look, mommy won't give me no water and I'm thirsty.
We were at the grocery store and my little one telling somebody, oh, your name is Diane. That's my grandmother and we call her Mimi. And this is my mom and they call her Tiffany. Everybody in town calls her Tiffany. I'm like,
No, seriously.
dude, if I was on the run, they would know where I'm
My
at.
son's teacher says he'd be sitting in class, like, yeah, my mommy, she on the road right now making money. She gotta buy my toys. You know what I'm saying? My mama be on the road.
He macking. He macking.
Mackin', oh my God, but he's a pimp. He had a little girl make him a picture that she drew of him and her holding hands, little stick figures. But she had somebody teach her how to write, will you marry me?
She doing
And I said,
that.
come here, look, let me explain something to you. Let him get a job first.
Right. Don't you do that,
You don't
girl.
marry him with no job, baby. Tell your mama I told you.
Flowers, I want to send it to
They be giving him toys. He be coming home with all the little matchbox cars and stuff. And I said, well, who's your girlfriend? He said, all of them. I said, you know what? This is unacceptable. He gonna be a nice pimp though. He gonna be a good pimp. He gonna be a respectable pimp.
So,
We only gonna use an open fist, not closed.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
so the improv.
Yeah.
Obviously you come here to the city a lot to do the improv.
Yeah, I
we
love the
come down
improv
here
here.
all the time to see you at the improv.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about like expectations. Like what should people really be expecting from the remainder of your shows? Because obviously we need to note that you've been here since Thursday.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Like how's it been also?
It's been great. The shows have been great. I really thought I was gonna have some light shows last night because the Cavs are playing. Go Cavs!
Right.
Woo.
Yes.
But actually they showed up. I guess y'all figured they're gonna beat Toronto here. They showed up and showed out.
But the thing is, We're used to seeing you here. Like, you do amazing shows when you come to the city.
you.
And I mean, obviously, there's those comics that they don't really turn out a lot for. But you, like,
I
we turn
just
out for
feel
you
like
because
that-
you do amazing shows.
The one thing that I hear a lot of, and it's not just, yes, I'm funny, and yes, I give people something new every time I touch their stage.
Right.
Because I try to evolve my material constantly, where you may hear a joke that sounds familiar, but trust me, I've changed it. And so you never get the same set twice. I never do the same set twice. And but what I hear, I think, which makes the people so loyal to me here in Cleveland, is that after the show, I'm talking to them. I'm hugging them.
Right.
I'm
That's the
connecting with
important
them.
part.
I'm taking
Right.
pictures with them.
That's the
Because I
important
want
part.
my fans to know that I appreciate them as much as they enjoy me.
Right.
I'm a fan
So,
girl.
I'm touchable.
I'm
And
not
I think a lot of
stalker,
people
but
say that, a lot of people telling me
A lot
that
of people
last
are
night.
untouchable.
They were saying, oh my God, I can hug you? Yeah, you can hug me. Oh my God,
Right.
As I say, a lot of people come and they're like, I can't do that. It's just not in me.
Right.
I'm the
And
kind of
you-
person, y'all come to my house, y'all hungry?
Right.
Chicken, what you want. That's just me. I'm a Southern girl.
Right.
I'm
Just
Southern
very
bred.
good. Right.
Oh, you walks in your home, you take care.
Right.
Right.
And when I'm on that stage, y'all done came to my home. I'm gonna
Okay.
take care.
I love her.
But then when you have to, when you put that much into, obviously, if you don't want to take pictures with people and you, like, it's, to me, it becomes.
Well, that's what I have a wonderful
becomes more of a
assistant
job,
for,
though.
because he can see sometimes in my face when my feet are killing me.
He is so
Oh,
cute.
no.
Come here. We want to see you. Come
Come here, D.
so cute. You want to sit over here with me?
Come here, D.
Look at sit.
Come here, D.
I didn't get scared.
It's all about teamwork,
I'm glad,
making the dream work. Where's
I'm
the
glad you came on
camera?
camera too, because you
I
were really
want y'all
kind
to
of mad
see
over there. Like,
this. My boo, my wonderful personal assistant, just started his new brand, F Love. Make sure y'all check it out. It's amazing. It's amazing. Make sure y'all check him out. Is it F Love?
It's flovebrand.com.
Yes.
F Love
This is my right hand
I
number.
Where did you get that
F
from?
spelled out.
F is spelled out. But we just can't say it. This is,
You can say it.
children
You can say
friendly.
it.
Fuck love.
Fuck love.
Brand.com.
You got the fuck emoji. That's dope.
It was after my, I just turned 30, so I was like in my bed. In my
He's
journal.
30. He right in that range.
I was,
It's still picking him up. Don't worry
I
about
was
it.
just
It's still picking him up.
That's how I
Trust me, it's picking him up.
decided to come up with it. Just not to be bitter or anything about love or anything like
Okay,
that, because it could be love with your
Yeah.
family, your personal self, and as well as
Right.
Oh, he's so cute. Thank you.
It's my baby. You know what I'm
He
saying?
is amazing. Thank you for getting in the camera with that hat. I do. I love that hat. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
log on and get me one
And
of
that's
those.
it. I
white
support him totally. You know, it's like, girl, how you gonna let him have his own business? Why not?
What?
But that's
Teamwork make the dream work.
That's what's
But you
This
know
is
how
Coca
many-
Brown. This is a brand. This is an
Right.
umbrella.
But I'm gonna-
Everybody wins in my camp.
Yes,
Everybody.
But I'm gonna keep it real with you
Yes,
though.
yes.
Do you know
She said the
how
magic
many?
words.
Do you know how many celebrities? We won't even just say celebrities. Do you know how many people are out there that have personal assistants and they won't allow them to do their own thing for whatever reason? They don't want them to rise up above them, or
I understand he is human and he has dreams.
You better say that.
Right.
And yes, there are times that, I'm a raging bitch because mama wants what mama wants.
You better say that.
But he understands that it comes from a place of love, that when he wants to do what he needs to do to make himself feel fulfilled, mama say, I got it.
Right.
That's why I got
Amen.
other people in my team to
Amen.
catch the slack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me
And it's
share
like, I let him
something.
hire an intern to help
You
him
better,
out.
let me
need
share
a
something with
team,
you,
you
Coco.
know?
When I started this, like I told you, I was pushed out on faith. I was fired from a job, and everything got messed. I was bankrupt, had to start all over. No cars, no house, no nothing. And I stayed living in a car without a car. Then I lost the car too. Anywho, started over, and I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna grow something that all the entities can come together. A production studio. I hooked up. We didn't even plan this. We didn't even know each other before I started this.
Right.
But we working beautifully. I love him, his family, everything. Radio station. We'll bring people together. Production studio there. For any kid that comes here that wants to be on the radio and maybe they stuff ain't right, we have a studio to put them together. Then I hooked up on him for the magazine. We're gonna put you on a magazine, we're gonna put you in the studio, we're gonna promote you, and we're gonna make your music. All in one place. So I was bringing people, hey, you know how to do studio? Here, this you can do, this is my plan. Hey, this is what I'm doing, this is my plan. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Won't listen to a woman. I'm better than you, that's mine, that's not yours, that's not.
Well, see, it's like that in the comedy game.
It's crazy.
All my beefs have been with men.
Right.
Didn't
They're
I
so
say that?
threatened.
I'm having more
And it
problems with
kills
men.
me
I'm having a problem with
that dude, we are not going out for the same roles unless your ass put on a dress.
Right.
Right.
They're putting on dresses though. That's the problem.
And I'm not hating. If you feel the need to put on a dress to be a woman, to get your laughs and to get your recognition, that's on you, boo.
Right.
But hating on me because you don't want to follow me or you think I'm too funny or I'm too strong, well, step up your game, bruh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They put me behind Kevin Hart, Mike Epps, Cat Williams.
You better say that.
You know, Tony Roberts, J.B. Smooth.
But you kill.
And the thing is, I always say I was raised by a pack of wolves in this business. Because I was raised by men in this business who are still my big brothers to this day. And they saw something in me before I even saw it. And they said, "CoCoa, you ain't going to be no cutesy little female comic up here telling little dick and jokes, you know, and just being cute. You got something in you and you have a voice." And they made me follow these beast dudes. So that fear in me would be gone. But they also told me be prepared for the hate. Because now you just got funnier than half the dudes in this business.
Told the same thing.
Who's been the biggest, like, big brother? Who's helped you?
God, Rob Stapleton.
Oh!
I love Rob.
Tell him I love him.
I love him. That's my big brother. I love Rob.
Show me all up there and tell him I love him.
Yeah. I know his wife. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Tell him I say hey. I ain't trying to say nobody else. Nobody else.
You know, Talent.
Oh, I love Talent.
Talent, you know, J.B. Smooth.
Oh, hilarious.
Please tell DJ Sparks love him.
Yeah, you know. These were my big brothers in the game. They took me under their wing.
I'm gonna do Facebook Live and Coco Brown said she was gonna do that for me.
Yes. Hi, Rob. Okay. But these have been my brothers, and they don't let me negate myself.
Right.
They don't let me, you know, negate my worth and my talent and my gifts. They breathe life into me, and sometimes they do it so brutally that I'm like, yeah, I hear you.
Oh, right.
But I love them for that.
Right,
Because they
right.
won't let me be weak.
Right.
They won't
You
let
can't
me.
be
They won't
in
let me.
business, so you have to.
So yeah, I've been very fortunate to have some really good big brothers in this business.
Yeah, I got goons. My goons I have to keep.
I got some goons too.
I keep them down. I'm like, so I handled it. We good. We good.
When me and my ex-husband broke up, this one particular comic named Scruncho. I love him to pieces. Scruncho's still a crip, okay? He said, yo, what that nigga do? What he do, yo? Where he at, yo? Where he at, yo? Where he be hanging out, yo? On everything I love, cuz. On everything I love, baby. I'm like, yo, do not go looking for him. I had to tell him, like, bruh. I'm telling my ex-husband, I don't like you right now, but I'm trying to save your life. Do not go past Crenshaw. 12 months.
Right.
He like, yo, everything I love, yo. What do you do, yo? Yo, cuz, what's up, cuz? But that's how much these guys love me. I love them for that, you know.
I gotta do the same thing. I'm like, well, good. Doesn't have to be good.
I
Smile.
love them for that, you know.
That one right there. He do that
telling
too.
you.
That's my big bro right
I
there.
got a goon in my life named Big Wall, honey. Big Wall stands 6'8" and weigh about 480.
Ooh.
When I tell you Big Wall, if I even shed 1/2 a tear.
Oh, it's over.
Where they at? No, I said that wrong.
No, what I was saying was right, exactly. But I love my big brothers. I do. I love
I'm
them.
so happy for you. I mean, I love your spirit. I'm glad that you came to share everything with us, because now we can share all that with everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank y'all for
Exactly.
having me.
Thank you for being willing to come.
Yeah.
I really thank you, and you know, obviously we've spoken before. I thank you for being somebody that really believes in the vision that I had, like when I reached out, you know, to past management and publicists before, just in terms of setting up interviews and whatnot. Because obviously being somebody brand new and starting out, like I've been on the journalism side since 2002.
Yeah.
But to have your own brand and be pushing that versus writing for any of the other bigger magazines out there, it's a little bit more difficult. And because publicists and managers kind of change like the roll of toilet paper, it's like...
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I had a great Stephen Little, Separate Agency, love you, brother. You know, he understands who I am.
Right.
We knew each other long before I was, Coca Brown, more of a household name before he even was a publicist. He was doing styling and acting himself. So we've known each other long before. So we've had a lot of heart to hearts. And he knows me. He knows my character. He knows my vision. And he knows unless he can smell some straight bullshit, he knows that I like to give back.
Exactly.
And I like to help those starting out, because if it wasn't for the cats that helped me start now, so I'm constantly trying to pay it forward. So he knows. So he'll call and run stuff by me unless, like I said, it's complete bullshit.
Right.
And he uses his discretion, but no, when he called and told me, yo, what they want to do, I said, let's make it happen, dude. He knows me.
Right.
Thank you. I mean, I love it.
Right, but
I'm gonna take Facebook Live with me, and I'm gonna walk around with you and stuff,
No, I forget the stuff that come out of my mouth. I'm very observant. And then sometimes my observation of my mouth don't come to an agreement. It just flies out. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. October 9th, I'm a Libra.
Oh, no, that's dope.
Right there. So scales, honey.
Okay.
True Libra. I love love. I love to be in love. And when I'm not in love, I'm discombobulated. That's why I'm so glad I have my son, because that's my constant love.
Right? Yeah.
Constant love.
so what's the one thing that you want to leave people with today? Obviously, we've been sitting here for an hour now having this conversation. What's the one thing that you want people to really get out of you?
Life is a process. It's a journey. And you've got to find your happy place, your place of peace. Because this world is built to destroy, built to suck the life out of you. And you've got to find that one place in your life that is your joyful place, that you can escape to. And, and don't worry about being judged about it. You can judge me about everything else, my hair, my shape, my whatever. That one little happy place, that's me. That's all mine. And I just think everyone needs to find that. And don't let anybody talk you out of what makes you happy. Now if you're doing crack, no, let's not talk you out of it. Let's not talk you out of it.
Nobody talks about no crack.
Just life is short, and right now with all this going on in this world, you have got to have that happy place. My happy place is my son. It's something about that little face and them little feet and that little booty. I don't care what mommy's going through and how in sync he is with me when he knows when to tell me he loves me, or I'm pretty, or he hugs me. That's my happy place. So I will be like a mother lion with her cubs when it comes to him. I will protect that at all costs. So find that one place, that one thing in your life that's your happy place, because the rest of this world is fucked up.
100. You're right. That's
So to take us out of here, Cleveland Improv.
Yes.
You are there tonight. You have two shows
tonight and one show tomorrow.
Okay,
so 7 and 9:30 tonight and 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay, because they've been on another page down there, like adding 3 shows on some nights for certain comics and whatnot.
I'm hoping to eventually get an added show. Can y'all do that for me, Cleveland?
we need an extra show.
Call now.
Can I ask y'all do that for D-Ray? Y'all do that for Earthquake? Y'all do that for everybody else, all the males? Why don't you add a show for a sister?
Everybody call in at 9:30. Say you want to go to 9:30 or 7
It's like I said when you first came in, like I'm so grateful to you.
You're
Like,
welcome,
really,
baby.
thank you so
Now keep
much.
doing what you're doing, brother.
I definitely will
Godspeed.
keep doing what you're doing, because the reality is, you talk about escaping to that place, like you represent that escape for a lot of people. Like it's a lot going on in this world.
I know I'm a vessel.
With this presidency.
Understand that some of us are
so
vessels.
much happening.
Yeah.
Like you really are that vessel for a lot of people, and when all of this other madness is going on, we know we can go to the Improv and we can see you, and we know we can
laugh.
And we gonna laugh.
We gonna laugh now.
We gonna laugh.
You can also
we
see
gonna
her
thank.
at OrchardCityRadioStation.com.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for
Anytime
having me,
you
baby.
are here, like
Yes.
we want to bring you onto the show.
Yes.
Like we want to bring
Well,
you.
you got Steven's number. Let him know.
I most definitely
He
will.
knows I'll be here.
And it's funny, like I'm really, hopefully he's watching, because I'm really grateful to him too. Because when I spoke to you the last time, I don't know who the hell I set it up with. I know it wasn't. I
We know who it probably was.
I know it wasn't him. So I don't know who the hell I set it
Y'all
up
have that one.
with. But you know what? But you know
Say that
what?
again.
If they ain't did nothing else, if they didn't do nothing else right, they did that right. Though.
Yes, they made the
connected us
connection.
together. Because Whoever set it up, I don't know who it was, but somehow out the blue, Steven called me. And we were talking about doing a cover for the magazine. So I know that we have been trying to do this, and I was going to be in Atlanta like maybe 3 weeks ago or whatever, and we were going to do it. And he said you were flying back in, but I was like, if we do it, and you know the time that she gets back, like I got to drive back to Cleveland and start Apple the next day. So I was like, nah, that's not really going to work. But then I saw, you know, I keep up with the improv schedule, and I saw you were coming here, so I said, okay, we got to work this out, get this together. So thank you so much for being willing to do it, to get up and trek down here in this cold weather in May.
I know. What kind of bipolar weather is that?
That's Ohio.
33 degrees outside. I'm like, fix it, Jesus.
But yeah, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank y'all for having me.
We
Y'all
definitely
keep me up,
will
and I
do this
love
again.
the energy.
This is CoCoa Brown, and we are phasing out with City Watch today. DJ Squirt, myself, and Miss CoCoa Brown. Thank you so much.
Keep staying tuned. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Go ahead and rock out for us, JC.
And we got DJ
Jackson.
We've been dying to turn that music on.
We've been gone 9 o'clock in the morning. It's been going. Yeah. All right, so I'm going.
I have makeup person. Okay, I don't believe she's coming, but I know that Violet's been coming. She does makeup. So she may be able to actually do something. She's actually should be walking in as far as touching up your hair. And then from there, we just gonna snap a couple pictures, make sure that we get a good shot for the cover. I was telling your assistant as well that, like, obviously once we have the pictures and we film the PNG and all that, like, we'll cut the background out and we can, you know, obviously work with the video. So it almost doesn't matter the background that we have because we're gonna edit anyway. I think that's really it. Like I'm really proud of you, and like this is something that I've wanted to do like a service, you know,
Get all y'all on there. CoCoa Brown was on UrbanCityRadioStation.com. What?
like, thank you right here. So much for the community, just in terms of our area, and that was my purpose. And really her, number one thing, share your experience.
I'm writing 3 books now.
Hey. This is how we do Urban City Radio. We are photographers, videographers. We got Candy, our Urban City Radio Candy in the building. We got CoCoa Brown in the building. And my boy Jack C rocking out right now. Jack C, that's my boy. He was down over there. He was jumping around on the table. So he wouldn't even be still.
And so after that, I wrote a
What's up, baby?
directing it, starring it. Got all the people together. We're actually getting ready to launch in about a
Stacy came in to kick it with us. What's up, Stacy?
Hey, what's up?
I'm sorry, I'm all rude and ignorant.
No problem. I had an amazing time. Where am I looking? Over here?
It don't matter.
Okay. I had an amazing time. She's so dope. Take from us. So
That's okay. This is what it's about. It's about bringing people together. You know what I'm saying? She is so freaking dope. I'm gonna get her to talk. I'm gonna get her to talk on here with me in a minute. Hold on, y'all. Oh, you wanna say something, Trish? Like, no, it's not how she's working. She's working. We're calling her being like she's working. Take a picture.
For this issue that you're going to be
Look at you.
it's on show 4. I know that like you do.
Let me see your friend. I like to say, what do you do?
I did tell you our assistant, and I did tell
Right.com.
so I'll make sure they have all the information. If you
RadicalStation.com, baby. This is how we do it. Oh, we had donuts and coffee. Y'all should have came. Y'all should have came. Look, we got donuts.
And then the night that he
Go back over there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. She's trying to get a picture. Let me get back over here.
he breaks up with now with Steve Cole's coming.
What's up, baby? What's up, baby? We done kidnapped CoCoa Brown. She's about to call the police on us. I'm in groupie mode, CoCoa. We in groupie mode. What's up, baby? Say something to my people.
Hey, peoples, how y'all doing? Y'all good?
She dope. She is so freaking dope. Love it.
She was the one on the Progressive commercial. I said, damn it, you shut that.
All right, this how you do. And we've also brought in other entrepreneurs in the city, photographers and everything, taking pictures and stuff. It's about supporting and showing love to everybody out there. I'm trying to do what he's doing, practicing it. Hey, we get it together, Terrell. That's what it's about. I'm doing it too. I've been practicing too, Terrell. I heard y'all before y'all walked in. We're in the same building. We're on the second floor. We're in suite 2142 with Henrietta. We got a whole new setup. We got offices. Let me see if I can take y'all through this. We got J-Rock has some office. I got my office back there. We got a new living set. We're gonna start interviewing live in here. We're getting the walls and everything together. We're working on that. And we also have a production studio in the making. I'm not letting y'all see in there because it's being put together, it's being worked. Walls is done and all that good stuff. So we rocking out at Urban City Radio, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Well, guess what? The show is about over and I'm a groupie. And my girl right here. She's like, get on my face, girl. Alright, so y'all have a good one. Thank you for watching. Again, show love and peace and happiness. Think about bringing people together. Don't be so shady. Get some help if you're shady. Y'all have a good one. We out.